So there's two main things you need to put a fat loss meal together. That's super easy to do. Number one is your hand. Number two is some actual food. How are we keeping, guys? It's David O'Connor here from Doc Fitness, and I'm coming to you live from my small little kitchen here. So I'm going to do this video in a very easy to follow format. I'm going to do it as if it's a meal for myself, and I'll show you how you can tweak that if you're a lady, for example, or if you're not getting the results you want. Like, this is basically how to put an actual meal together, but the beauty of it as well is you can take this in habits. If you're kind of lacking in one area, you can pick that one area and work from there. So let's get straight into it. So number one is your water intake. This actual bottle itself is 2.2 litres, but don't forget the water is the fundamental player in all this as well. I always tell the men to aim for minimum 3 litres, ladies minimum of 2 daily. A very easy guideline to get started with, but again, it's the first step to a meal. And again, you have your glass of water at meals and stuff like that as well. But again, number one, water. Number two, getting deep and dirty with the actual meals then. And this is all going by your hand sizes. This is exactly what we do with our coaching our members here. It's a very easy system to follow, but again, you take it in habits, you take it where you are, and not every day is going to be perfect, but I just want to show you what a typical meal will look like and how you can tweak that for you as well. Number one, the most important step is your protein intake. So let's start off with that first. Here we have a lovely green Doc Fitness plate, and you can see some freshly cooked chicken out of the oven. Now, for this is for a men's portion example. This is basically 2 palm sizes of chicken. If you're someone who's a bit bigger, you can have a bit more. I probably have a bit more of this, but again, it's a perfect example. 2 palm sizes of protein source with each meal. Ladies, you just simply go for 1. Second step comes your veg intake, because I think it's the next most important step in the list, because people lack it on so much. So how do we do that? I try to get everybody to shoot for 2 fistful sizes of veg with each meal. So what 2 veg fistful sizes looks like, it could be, this case I just have some frozen spinach, green beans, they're not cooked. But here I have like a mixed salad with some peppers on it as well. Again, a very easy example. I just didn't want to throw down the generic broccoli or cauliflower for that. Mix up your veg sources, be a bit creative with it. This is before now you're finished ratting, but let's just pretend that's all cooked. And 2 fistful sizes of veg. Next on the list comes your carbohydrate intake and where to get started with that. For men, we shoot for 2 cupped handful sizes of carbohydrates per meal, and for ladies we simply shoot for 1. Let's move the chicken over. So in this case I'm using basmati rice, for example, a cupped handful size. Okay, simple as that. Again, that's uncooked. Your other bit of carbohydrate source here could be fruit. Simple. Now, the last little step in all that is sprucing that meal up. Obviously, if you're cooking your rice, if your chicken, it'll depend on how you cook it as well. But simple things like adding spices, peppers, mixes and stuff like that to mix it up. But for here, for your healthy fat source, for men, we aim for 2 thumb sizes of healthy fats per meal. And for ladies, we simply aim for 1. So to add that into this meal, it could be an olive oil and balsamic vinegar mix, for example, with maybe some black pepper and some paprika mixed in with it, and you can drizzle that over your salad lightly. Again, remember 2 thumb sizes, so like a tablespoon in this case, over your meal. You could, if you want to leave that plain, you could add nuts, for example. Here again, you go by 2 thumb sizes, and you could add stuff like peanut butter. This case is a white chocolate and coconut peanut butter. It could be the way you cooked your chicken in as well. If you cooked your chicken in coconut oil, for example, or if you put a small drip of olive oil on the salad afterwards, that could be your healthy fat source as well. So don't forget that with that one. And that will spruce up a small bit, and bam, you have a fat loss meal there straight away. And again, that's not a small meal. The big key here is really emphasising bulking up your veg. When you look at that, your veg should nearly take up half the plate. Last little step then, just so I can show you in the video, just don't forget to make use of these simple bad boys. Spruce up your meals, have a bit more fun with it, and there you go. That's a fat loss meal. Now obviously if somebody's vegan, vegetarian as well, the protein sources are going to be an issue here, but that's where things like protein powders and stuff like that comes into play with it as well. You need to use the template for you and use what foods you like to put into that meal, but that's a typical fat loss meal if you're having 3 main meals a day, for example. And again, it'll eliminate the process for you snacking and wanting to snack and stuff like that, because if you follow that, you should be down in body weight, provided you're doing some form of exercise with it as well. So in a basic nutshell, men, you shoot for 2 of each, which I've showed you in the video. Ladies, you shoot for literally half of that but I still recommend to keep the veg 2 fistful sizes of veg with each meal because everything's unique to your fistful size. But like I said, all you're doing here is controlling calorie intake. You're controlling it by your hand size, which is unique to you. And that is what every single diet does. It manipulates calories. But this one, you're actually taking into account your protein intake, your macro and micronutrient needs. So as well as dropping body fat properly, you're giving your body what it wants as well at the end of the day, rather than just focusing on calories and drinking stupid shakes or aloe vera or whatever the fuck it is these days they have out there. So that's basically that with that fat loss meal. Hopefully it was helpful. Again, if you're lacking in any of those areas, you can take it in habits and take it at one step at a time. It's actually what we do with our members. So if you found this video helpful, please tag somebody blowing up, because this video is massively beneficial. People underestimate the content that we put out there, and if you actually follow it, you will get serious results. So tag people below, give it a share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll chat to you soon.